Good evening, you lovely people. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Blatant Red TV. It's your boy Max, and welcome back to the next day wrap or wrap up, should I say? I might just shorten it to wrap actually. Next day wrap sounds a bit better than next day wrap up. Liverpool going 8 points clear at the top of the table. My club, the team that I love. Man City losing. What's going on for Man City, man? Pep, fifth loss in a row. That's crazy. And also touching on Tottenham's performance because Tottenham got a great result on the weekend, 4-0 against Manchester City at the Etihad as well. Brilliant performance from Tottenham. And basically just touch on Arsenal getting back to winning ways. They needed to bounce back. Also, I want to touch on some breaking news. I don't even know if it's breaking news to be honest, but reports coming out about Salah. Salah after the game against Southampton spoke to, I think, a Liverpool press, I think something like that. Anyway, I think a few journalists or something like that he spoke to, and he's openly come out and said that Liverpool haven't offered him any type of contract at all. So yeah, that's a bit nuts. But then I'm hearing on Talksport that he has been offered a contract and it's been a 2-year contract, but I think he wants a 3-year contract. So yeah, there's something to touch on, people. There's something to touch on. Before we obviously get into all those topics, I like to bring you the post-match comments from Arne Slot's press conference from the game yesterday. So the first question he was answered was on Liverpool's win yesterday. He said, "We are happy, especially because after an hour we was 2-1 down, and that wasn't a reflection of how the first hour went because we dominated the game. But if you win the game from being 2-1 down to 3-2, then of course you're going to be over the moon." And that over the moon we was as Liverpool fans. Definitely, we was over the moon. I mean, the game, if I like being totally honest, like because it's the next day now and I've had like time to really I haven't watched the game back, but do you know where you can still get little flashbacks in your brain from the game yesterday? I wouldn't say Liverpool played great. I don't think it was a good Liverpool performance, but that's obviously to be expected after an international break and it being away from home. We dominated the game in spells because we conceded 2 goals, and for Liverpool to have near enough the best defense in the league, we shipped 2 goals, and there wasn't one was a penalty, and the other one was a good bit of football. Man, they counted on us, man. We got to hold our hands up and say, especially that kid. Is his name Tyler Dibbling? Yeah, Tyler Dibbling. That's his name. Yeah, he's a good little prospect for Southampton. Still, I wouldn't be surprised in probably like a few seasons, or depending on how their season goes this season, if they get relegated, he might be a player that some teams will probably be looking at. Going back to obviously Arne Slot's answer, yeah, we have to be over the moon, innit? It was to get the 3 points in the way we did. But I still think when it was 2-2, I still think Liverpool probably would have went on to score because we was applying pressure, we was holding on to the ball. We was basically, yeah, we was camped in Southampton's half and they was basically pegged back to near enough their goal. So, but luckily we got, a handball decision that, went against them. And we got a penalty, and Salah obviously stepped up and did what Salah had to do. You know what I mean? 3-2 win. So yeah, it was a big victory, and we're 8 points clear at the top now. So the question is now, it's like, when are we gonna start saying it with chest? Yeah, when are we gonna start saying it with chest that we believe that this title was going to be ours this year? Is it after the Man City game on the weekend, or is it the game after the Man City game? I'm not too sure, because I'm saying if we beat Man City, we go 11 points clear. Like, if the roles was reversed and Man City was 8 points clear at the top of the table, I think a lot of people right now will be saying, whoever's trying to catch City right now is done. Do you know what I mean? So why is it not the same for Liverpool? Why is it not done? But then, I don't know, I'm thinking 8 points, is it like a big enough gap? Because if we lose to City on Sunday, it's not that I want to lose to City, but I'm saying if we do lose to City on Sunday, then it will go from being 8 to 5 again. And then if it goes from 8 to 5, then it's like, and especially if we're screaming, yo, we're going to win the league after 8 points, then we kind of look dumb in the end, innit? Do you know what I mean? That's why I've been saying, and I'm going to keep saying that, I'm just going to remain humble until, like reminiscent of Klopp's year, where we went for the title, where we just blitzed the league. I think they showed a stat they did. Um, Arne Slot's 10 games to versus Klopp's 10 games when we went on to win the league, and Klopp only bettered that. Um, Klopp only bettered the points tally by 3 points basically. 'Cause I think we must have won an extra game after 12 games being played, whereas we had the draw against Arsenal, which obviously made us drop 2 points. So that's why we're sitting on 31 instead of the 34. But yeah, you know what? Big up, Henry Klopp, big up Slot, man, because I'm saying he got his 10 wins in a row. Joint he's got a joint record now alongside Gus Hiddink and Carlo Ancelotti. So yeah, man, big up to Slot. Question two, he was asked a question on Mo, due to him getting the winning goal. You can always rely on him if things are difficult. Then out of a great pass from Ryan, the timing and the way Mo finished it was special, and that's what helped us get back into the game. It's true, man, because they scored the penalty at that time, and I was sitting there thinking to myself like, yo, this is gonna be one of those days, man. Because once they went 2-1, I think that little period is like I said, Liverpool wasn't playing the greatest football, but Southampton kind of like was getting a bit of confidence at that time, leading to when they scored the goal. And then when they scored the goal, I'm thinking, yeah, man, this is going to be one of those games again. Great ball from Ryan Gravenberch over the top to Salah, and then the keepers come rushing out, and then Salah just kind of got his foot to the ball, but just, yeah, knocked it past the keeper. But that's because the keeper was in no man's land, to be honest, you know what I mean? So yeah, great goal from Salah. And then once we got that 2-2, it's just, that's it. I think Liverpool just smelled blood after that. You just felt like that, yeah, Liverpool was going to go on and probably get the third. And in the end, we did go on and get the third. He was also asked a question on being 8 points clear, and his answer to that was, we know what we have to do to put these wins in. But I remember late in the season, last year or a few years ago, that Arsenal were 8 points clear once, and City came back. It's nice to be in this position, but we are not getting we are not getting carried away. Even though we want to get carried away, like I said, it's like we're in this stuck between a rock and a hard place. Not because we're playing crap, not because of injuries and stuff. We have got a few injuries, but it's just right now. Do we get carried away or do we just remain humble? And I just feel that what Slot's saying, that we're not gonna get carried away, is the right thing to say. We're not gonna get carried away because we know this league is a difficult league. We know anything can happen on any day. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like Man City, yes, they could be. They're losing five. They've lost 5 games in a row. But who's to say that starting from tomorrow in their game against Feyenoord, they don't go on to end up basically like getting back to winning ways, and then come Anfield, duff us up, and then next everyone's gonna be talking, boy, the champions are back. So right now, let's just remain humble, innit? Let's remain humble until we physically know, like, okay, it's a lot for these other teams to try and catch us. Like, if we get the 11 points, and then say, for instance, Man City drop points the following weekend, and then we get a 15 or something, like, I think that we need to be at least 15 points clear before, especially before I'm going to start saying it with chest, like, that we're going to win this league, innit? So I think 15 points, man. 15 points. And yeah, that was pretty much all the stuff on Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Let's move on to Manchester City now, because, yeah, 5 losses in a row for Manchester City. That is crazy. And let's just talk about the game, to be honest, man. Like, let's be honest. Who was expecting Tottenham to go up to the Etihad and get a 4-0 win? Like, I know I wasn't. My pops was at my house on the weekend, and he left here not even confident. He said he wasn't even going to watch the game because he's thinking that we're going to get fists up. You know what I'm trying to say? And I was like, why? Like, how you being so negative for your team? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Who's to say that you might go up there and get a result? And look, in the end, I sat down and watched the game from the beginning, and I'm not going to lie. Yeah, City started out of the blocks. They started with a bit of pace, and then next it's like Tottenham was just starting to get a foothold in the game. The next they was just controlling the game. They was playing these basically they was playing City ball at the Etihad. How did Tottenham go to the Etihad and play City off the park? I'm talking it wasn't like there was long balling to get to, like, I don't know, who's Tottenham's striker again? Son or one of them guys, like, or Solanke. That's it. I keep forgetting they bought Solanke, but it's not that there was long balling to any striker like doing target play. They was literally playing ball. Tottenham was. They was cutting through. Like, I'm watching this game. Like, is this Man City? Is this the champions, bro? Like, what's going? Like, I remember people was writing off Spurs, because of the result that they got before the international break against Ipswich, that this team's done. So for Tottenham to go there and literally like 2-0 them in the first half, and then in the second half still continue to play them off the park, like Pedro Porro's goal was cold. What's my man's name? Timo Werner burning out Kyle Walker, you know what I'm trying to say, and then laying the pass on for Brennan Johnson to get the fourth. Like, I'm sitting there, I couldn't believe what was going on. But at the same time, you got to applaud Tottenham, man. You got to applaud Tottenham, because to go to the Etihad, everyone knows to go to the Etihad and get any type of result, 1-0, sometimes even going there and getting a draw, like, you're happy with that. But to go there and play the man off the park the way Tottenham did, big up to Tottenham, man. And, technically they done a favour for Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? They done a favour for Liverpool and to a degree Arsenal, because, City losing means now that they're only a point in front of Arsenal. So now Arsenal fans are probably saying, look, we're not even chasing City no more. We're chasing Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, big ups to Tottenham, man. And that was a big performance for Tottenham. Big result as well. Do you know what I mean? Because Ange Postecoglou is coming under, I wouldn't say he's coming under pressure, but he has had some dodgy results. There is a lot of like Tottenham man complaining about Ange Postecoglou, but that was a result that I think that he needed, in a sense, like to say to people like, yo, you lot try to doubt my ball or my philosophy, my style of football, but look what we just did to City. So yeah, man, big up Tottenham, man, big up Tottenham. Good performance. And City, I don't know, man. I'm just hoping that we can inflict a 6 loss on them. Do you know what I mean? Because this is like new territory for everyone. Like, we haven't seen we haven't seen Man City lose 5 games in a row like that, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, and for Pep, this is like the first time in his managerial career where he's had results like this. It just shows you how much of a dope manager he is, man. Do you know what I mean? But long may it continue, man, if City keep dropping points and form stuttering, because it only means that Liverpool can go and clinch a 20th title. You know what I'm trying to say? Because that's what we're after this year. So yeah, man, that was Tottenham. Let's touch on, obviously, Arsenal bouncing back. 3-0 win against, who was they playing? Nottingham Forest. I thought Nottingham Forest done. I thought they played a bit dead, to be honest, man. I thought they would have went there and like tried to adopt some type of philosophy that they adopted against Liverpool, where they kind of just sat in, made it as difficult as possible for Arsenal, and then try and hit them on the break. But Arsenal getting back Odegaard, you can see the difference that this guy makes in Arsenal's team. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, well, they was playing good football. I saw a little bit of the highlights of the match in match of the day, but there was more like highlighting how much of Odegaard is him being back is gonna make a difference to this Arsenal team, because it's true. Like, I see the way that teams double up on Saka, but when Odegaard plays, he likes to kind of drift into them wide places to kind of free up space for Saka. You know what I'm trying to say, and make the opposition players have to like think about him, and in doing that, make Saka become 1-on-1, and then he just does whatever he does, innit? Saka's their star boy, you know what I mean? But I'm seeing how much of like Odegaard, not only for his intricate passing, the link between him and the attack, I see the way he, like, everything goes through Odegaard, you know what I mean? Everything does. And for Arsenal, it's good news that they've got him back, do you know what I mean? And then them bouncing back, getting the result. And I think they've got a couple like favourable games now, Arsenal. I don't think they've got to play anyone that's sort of any like serious challenge to them. So you probably might see Arsenal picking up points along the way. And that's even more of a reason why Liverpool have to continue winning, because all it takes is a loss and a draw, and the next your rivals win, and then it's like, yo, you've just let them man back in. So as long as we keep Arsenal at a distance, as long as we try to keep Man City at a distance, I think Liverpool will be all right, man. But yeah, man, Arsenal back to winning ways because again, their fan bases was having a meltdown. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Especially because of the fact that you know this was meant to be their season where they should have been challenging for the title, and now they've seen Liverpool come through and just yo. So yeah, man, they needed that win to just kind of just you know get some type of confidence back into their season because yeah, man, they went through a little bit of a stuttering form. Let's touch on these Mo Salah comments. You know what I mean? I was gonna do this video for football talks to be honest, like just a quick little, I don't know, 5 minute, 3 minute conversation about it, or just my thoughts on it to be honest. But yeah, man, we're here now. This is the next day wrap. The news dropped today. I was listening on Talksport. I heard him, and you know what? As much as like, listen, I love Salah. I rate Salah. He's probably gonna go down as like one of Liverpool's best players ever in it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He's smashed records. He saved Liverpool in many games. But I just feel that, bro, there's certain things that you don't need to basically be talking about in the open. You know what I'm trying to say? You're becoming a bit of a chatty patty Salah. Like, I understand that this is probably your method to try and get Liverpool to speed up the contract process, but you don't need to be out here talking to everyone about your contract situation, about they haven't come to you and spoke to you. Don't be airing stuff that, just keep it between the club, yourself, and Richard Hughes, who's obviously going to be sorting out these contracts. You don't need to be out here telling people that, yeah, this is probably going to be your last season and you haven't heard nothing. Like, even I was listening to Talksport and Simon Jordan came out and was kind of like saying the same thing that I was thinking before he even came out and said it. Like, that why is he out here saying all this information? He just keep it between the club. Like, be respectable between the people that pay your wages. Like, you're just out here talking a madness and just talking a whole heap, bro. Just stop talking, bro. Just stop talking, and then just keep it amongst your agent, yourself, and the club, innit? Like, because now you're coming out saying that you haven't been offered a contract or no one's spoken to you. Then sources are coming saying that he has been spoken to, he has been offered a contract. We've offered him two, but he's holding that for free. So yeah, man, I don't know, man. I just want Salah to basically just. We know this is your last year. We know you're down to like whatever January's approaching. You're probably gonna be able to sort out pre-contract agreements with another club. But for now, bro, just keep focused, innit? Just keep focused. Don't worry about the contract because I guarantee that before the season ends, depending on what type of season Liverpool has, he will probably be offered a contract. You know what I mean? Like, you don't see Virgil coming out every minute in interviews talking about contract this, contract that. You don't see Trent doing it. And if anyone, out of all three, Trent's probably the one that we haven't heard nothing about. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And he's probably the one that people want to see signed more than Salah. Like, don't get it twisted. I want to see Salah signed, innit? But I want to see Trent signed more because Trent is like the future. Like, he's probably going to end up being a future Liverpool captain at some point when Van Dijk eventually leaves. But then I do understand that I want Salah signed up too because of what Salah offers us. Like, he's our talisman. He pops up. Like, for instance, yesterday's game, he didn't have the best of games. He didn't have the best of games, but he popped up when we needed him to. And that's what the best players do, innit? You know what I mean? Messi, your Ronaldo's, whoever, Mbappe's. Them man pop up. Them man can have quiet games and then they pop up when you need him to. And that's what Salah does, innit? But yeah, man, just focus on the season ahead, innit, and what could be achieved this season, Salah. And not so much about your contract, but I understand he probably wants to get his future sorted out in it as quick as possible. But for fans like myself, it's not what we want to be hearing, man. Like, every other interview, you're talking about something to do with your contract, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, and there's nothing that he can do about it. He's gonna be asked it. The longer this type of stuff rumbles on, people are gonna keep asking him the same question, isn't it? What's going on for your contract? What's going on for your contract? But just keep it in house, bro. Stop airing out everything, man. Stop being a chatty patty, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, people, man. That was pretty much the wrap up, Man, I wanted to bring this to you a bit earlier on today. Like, I wanted to do this in the van, to be honest, man. Like, this morning, but I was having one of those. You can never know what's gonna happen with work in it, and today was just one of those days where I didn't really have time to get it out in the day. So as soon as I stepped in today, in the evening, I stepped in from work. I decided to give it to you. I know it's late, but better late than never. But yeah, people, like I said, I'll be back tomorrow with the Champions League preview. That'll probably be in the evening times because I like to listen to Slot's press conference and get little information from that, notes written down, and then I can kind of bring it to you guys. So yeah, like I said, in the evening, look out for the Champions League preview for Real Madrid on Wednesday. Big game, man, big game. I'm nervous about that one too, man. I'm not gonna lie, I am nervous. Good news though, we did hear that Vinicius Junior ain't gonna be available for that game. He picked up an injury in their game on the weekend, so that's one player less. But there's still a whole heap of man in that team that we gotta be careful of. But that's for tomorrow anyway. But yeah, people, man. Next day wrap up. It's your boy Mike's Blatant Red TV. Everyone have a good evening. Peace.